What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is gonna be a little bit different than what I usually do, but I wanted to discuss the announcement of the new MMO by the old RuneScape creator Andrew Gower. It is a MMO that's going to be released this year. As you can see, it's planned to be released in quarter 3 of this year, 2024. And I did some digging in what is already known about this game so far, what Andrew Gower released about it himself, some interviews that I read, and what I found while reading the Steam page. And I wanted to share this with you guys because of a couple of reasons. I'm really hyped for this game, for one, and secondly, I think it's gonna be like a great addition for people that are kind of like in the same boat as I am when it comes to gaming, so I'll get into that a bit later. So first things first, I wanted to watch the trailer and do some commentary while watching it and pausing it when going through it. I'll put all the links that I used for the research of this video in the description, so you can also just watch it without my commentary and without me interrupting the video if you'd like that better. And yeah, after the trailer, I will discuss some of the screenshots that are there and some of my own thoughts and some of the things that have been confirmed by Andrew Gower himself. So without further ado, let's watch this trailer.
So you want to join the Hope Port Town Guard? Then here's what you need to know. We're not just about...
So yeah, first things first, I really love this more cartoony art style. I think people are saying that it is kind of like RuneScape number 4, or that is like an expansion for RuneScape, or that is what it looks like. And I have to agree that it bears some resemblance to that, but it is in a completely different game engine. Like the game engine that is used for this game has been built from the ground up. They worked 3 years on the game engine, and then they worked 7 years on this game. So overall, this game has been in the making for almost 10 years. And as you can see, it's completely grid-based, kind of like a tabletop game. That's what Andrew Gower used to describe this game himself. So I think it's a very timeless art style, which is very nice for the long run, of course.
Fighting fire toads. We also investigate...
And as you can see, we're not limited to just one level of terrain. You can see the character jumping down here, so there is also some vertical exploration, which is really important, I think.
Potential threats and help out the people we meet. All recruits will learn how to use magic, alchemy.
Yeah, as you can see now, they're discussing some of the skills that are in the game.
And whatever this thing is, you will also be trained in essential survival skills like fishing, blacksmithing, and assembling dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're not revealing all the professions or skills yet, but this of course could resemble something like archaeology or something like that, but I think it's nice to have some mystery to the game just before like it releases, so that we have some things to explore and discover ourselves once the game releases.
So set sail for brighter shores today.
Yeah, so that was the commentary of the announcer. Now we just get some gameplay and some nice overview of what is in the game. So the game looks really wholesome, as you can see, and I think this grid-based system lends itself perfectly for puzzles, as you can see here. And the first thing it reminded me of was MapleStory 2. I'll put some screenshots on screen right now of the announcement trailer of MapleStory 2. Sadly, MapleStory 2 has been closed down in the West already, but that was also kind of like grid-based or block-based, or how you want to call it. And that game was perfect for puzzles and player-own created content. So I think we'll see some of that here as well at some point perhaps, maybe in the form of player-owned houses, or yeah, maybe players could have like the creative freedom to create their own content as well at some point. Yeah, this looks really awesome. Really looks like a very laid back game, very relaxing, and that's also what Andrew Gower confirmed in some of the interviews that I've read. And here it says like hundreds of hours of gameplay, but Andrew also stated that this isn't going to be a clone of RuneScape where it is going to be extremely grindy. But still, it says 100 hours of gameplay, and or I mean hundreds of hours of gameplay. So there will definitely be some grinding, but some of the screenshots might reveal also why it's a bit less grindy. So I want to get into that next. And I think this logo looks really awesome. So yeah, let's look at some of the screenshots and discuss some more things. So like I said before, we just saw in the trailer a character hopping down from like a ledge, so I think like the spider creature here is definitely accessible. We also see a player standing here, so this vertical exploration is definitely going to be part of the game. And as you can see, this is also a recurring theme. You have these connecting puzzle pieces of tiles, and this is, I think, like the exit and the entrance of the instance that you're in, because it looks to me like these instances are kind of small compared to like more an full screen experience, so to speak. It looks like you have to that there's like a lot of connected blocks basically that form the world instead of it being one whole complete thing. And you'll see that in just a bit with some indicating arrows as well. So let's move to the next screenshot here. And yeah, once again, this I love this art style. It's really, I think it's really timeless. This is gonna be very nice for the longevity of the game. So I really like that a lot. And also, if you look at the interface, it looks very minimalistic and very clean, and that's what I really like a lot. I also think this will help with probably porting this to mobile at some point, but now I'm getting maybe a bit ahead of myself. But I think this game would be perfect for mobile just by looking at the interface. And if you look here at these combat actions, it doesn't look like you have to use a whole keyboard to play this game. This could be easily done on a mobile and tap all the things. And I also think that the release of RuneScape Mobile proved that like a game like this, like a point and click game, lends itself perfectly for mobile gaming. So perhaps that's something we could see in the future as well. But so far no announcement of mobile gaming has been made. And here you can see those arrows that I was talking about. I think like you do stuff like skills or combat in very relatively small blocks, and you move from one block to another. Very cool. And yeah, there's also a lot of quests and like a main story that is going to be like in this game. And it really made me think of the living story of Guild Wars 2, because I did some like research, and Andrew Gower said that it is definitely like a game that will have a continuation of content that is going to be added to the game, and therefore also more story elements. And I think it's maybe gonna be similar to the living story of Guild Wars, if you're familiar with that. At least that is what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me a bit. Some maybe gathering professions. You see here the hand picking a flower, and a character collecting something here. Looking for work. Maybe you can just see where some side quests in villages are, something like that. And there was one other screenshot that I wanted to discuss. Yeah, here you can see a backpack. I think like this surrounding green box indicates that this is equipped, or maybe this is an equipable item, something like that. So there you can see stats of the gear. Once again, very clean and minimalistic overview of the backpack. Pretty cool. Once again, those arrows that we talked about earlier. And yeah, I really love this art style. It's a marketplace, and yeah, of course, it's gonna be more populated once this game releases to the public, I think, at least. So this could maybe be buzzing with people selling items, buying items, stuff like that. That would be awesome, just like in the old days of RuneScape. Yeah, and this was the screenshot that I also wanted to talk about. As you can see here at the bottom, it says passive activity continues after logging out. So this person is fishing, as you can see on the top here. I think this is going to be a great addition to the game. Like Andrew stated in the interview, he wants to make this not as big as a grindfest as RuneScape, and I think stuff like this will definitely help, where you just do some activities for a few minutes, log out for a few hours, come back, reap the rewards, something like that. I think that's a great idea for definitely like the demographic that I think this game is pointing towards, and that's definitely maybe a bit of an older audience. I'm talking about like maybe 25 to maybe 40 years old. Of course, like I said, the art style is very wholesome, so definitely also younger people, but it's obviously no Fortnite, so no flashing lights, no super fast gameplay, at least that's my impression. So, and yeah, once again, like I also mentioned earlier, I think this grid-based tabletop style game is perfect for puzzles, and I think this lands this screenshot shows that once again you have these levers that probably change the arrows, and you have to probably get a minecart from point A to point B, so pretty cool. And yeah, those were some of the screenshots that I wanted to talk about. You can check out these screenshots yourself. I'll put links to everything in the description. So there were a few other things that I wanted to talk about, because I think this is, of course, is going to be very interesting for people that played RuneScape in the past. And as you can see, it might slightly different. It might differ in some places, because here it says you have the ability to unlock these legendary classes, and to me this definitely looks like just a warrior, a archer, and a mage. So you have the triangle that probably was taken as inspiration from RuneScape, but who knows. But it could also indicate that you have to pick a class at some point, so more like MapleStory, where at a certain level you pick a class and that's the class you play for the rest of the game. And in RuneScape you just build up this one character, and that one character can do everything. But I don't mind the class system. I mean, I played World of Warcraft, I played Guild Wars, I played MapleStory, and in that regard, RuneScape is quite unique that one character can do everything. So I don't mind if a class system is introduced. So, and we can also see here that a part of the game is going to be free to play, so you can just test out the game's early stages, see if you like it. And then the premium pass, I don't think it's like something like a battle pass, but it's more like membership, or just like a World of Warcraft subscription where you have to pay monthly, and then you get access to the full game. So as you can see, also player-to-player trading is only unlocked later in later stages of the game. This is also to prevent botting, but Andrew also stated that they designed the game from the ground up with certain very important ideas that they want to counteract and counteract botting, basically, because it's a huge problem in many MMOs. So they try to design it in a way where bots won't have so much opportunity to ruin the economy. So I'm very interested how they would approach that. And also they stated that adding new content, which they are definitely doing, also makes older content obsolete. So if you look at games like MapleStory and RuneScape, you definitely have a lot of dead content, and that's something they want to tackle as well in this game. So I'm also really curious to see how they would tackle that. So now for some of my ideas and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So for me, like, my background is that I started playing RuneScape in 2006, 2005, around that time. I quit a couple of years before the Evolution of Combat dropped. Then I picked it up again on old school RuneScape when that released. I got a main account that got a fire cape, something like that, and I got a Iron Man that completed somewhere around like 150 quests. So I've quite a lot of hours under my belt through the years playing RuneScape, and I gotta say, I don't play RuneScape these days, but this looks like a breath of fresh air and something that a lot of people have been waiting for, because also Andrew stated in one of the interviews that I'll put a link to in the description, is that there are no investors or publishers breathing down Andrew's neck. He's just giving this project all the time that it needs, and that's huge. I mean, rushed content and rushed updates, we've all seen it happen with games like New World and stuff like that, that it doesn't really work, or it is most of the time detrimental to the game. So I'm really excited to hear that this project is a really labor for love, made by like the vision of one legend of the industry, and probably with a very talented team behind his like back and helping him create this vision or make this vision come to life. So I think I talked about most things. There are like a few things that I'm really curious about. For example, one of the things that made RuneScape super appealing to a big audience was that it had PvP. And as far as I can tell, there are no mentions of PvP, player versus player, so far. So I definitely enjoy PvPing as much as PVMing. So I hope this will be added into the game, or this is a feature in the game, or maybe it's gonna be a future update. So we'll have to wait and see, because let's be honest, the wild, the wildy, the wilderness, whatever you want to call it in RuneScape, was one of the major appeals, and still is to many people to play that game. So I hope they have some form of PvP. And yeah, I think I mentioned most of the things that I found in the posts and comments and the Twitter account of Andrew, where he also answered a lot of questions. One last thing, like I mentioned at the beginning, is it is made in a new engine from the ground up. So as some people know, RuneScape is tick based, and a tick is like a unit of time, and in RuneScape you have like every tick is 0.6 seconds, I think, and if you do a lot of actions within those 0.6 seconds, you can manipulate the game and do more activities in a shorter amount of time. So there's none of that here. It's more responsive, so I'm quite interested to see how the game feels, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see if the game how it plays. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to say that this game looks very, very promising, especially now that I've been being active on YouTube. I really love doing like my MapleStory content. I'm playing in MapleStory Iron Man. Also, on a side note, don't worry, this video won't replace the video that is releasing this Saturday, so that is coming out just as always. But I'm really excited for like this game, and perhaps add it to my arsenal of games that I could post videos about. So yeah, that's about it. I hope to see what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. Have you played RuneScape in the past? Are you excited about this game? Are you gonna play it? I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video, which is launching this Saturday. So have a good evening or day or whatever it is where you're at, and yeah, bye bye.